Hey everybody, Jason Bowles from Revolutionary Relationships here, and just a little tip of the day for all the men in this group. Um, it can be hard going through a divorce, and it can be especially if the marriage is very long lasting. Um, and a lot of times, what I see men do is after the relationship is split up, and they kind of know that there's no chance that it's getting back together, or 50-50 shot, you're being strung along, but nothing occurs. It's real tempting to start getting back into the dating game and try to immediately get back into another full-time relationship. And that is not a good idea. Um, and I want to cover a couple of reasons why. First of all, in a general sense, when you get immediately into a new relationship, this person that you're with who is maybe interested in you, genuinely interested in you, and genuinely wants to be with you, and that does help act like a painkiller for what you're going through. It helps to ease that rejection from the person that you're actually wanting to be with. But intentionally or unintentionally, this person is that you're with now, this new relationship, in effect, you can wind up using them for their affection and hurting them in the same way that you've just been hurt. It's not fair to them. It's not fair to you. In that regard, it's just not a good idea. Okay, I could go on more about that, but I want to cover a lot in a very small space of time. The second reason being is that oftentimes, if you do find somebody that wants to be with you, not all the time, but generally, you're still broken from this previous relationship. You are vulnerable. And if you are in a very hostile, narcissistic, or your partner is very hostile and narcissistic, then the next person you find that reaches out to you is going to see you in an even more broken state. And it opens you up to falling into another trap with another toxic relationship, one that you will wind up being invested in because you're getting that time and attention and that validation at first that you were getting from this marriage. Again, that painkiller effect. But this time you're with somebody who's just as, if not worse, than your ex and what they put you through. Piggybacking off of that is if you do that, let's say you're not even at that state to where you are that desperate for a relationship, but you still want somebody. If you're still reeling from your ex and you jump into a relationship, you haven't spent time working on you and strengthening those areas of weakness, emotional weakness, that make you vulnerable. Anything that you were doing in that relationship that just snowballed effect to help contribute to it being negative has not been repaired. So let's say even if your ex wasn't completely wrong and there were issues that you had that contributed equally, you're not in an emotional state to evaluate those, and you're not in an emotional state to try to take action to correct those. So then not only are you vulnerable to another person who could be predatory on a relationship, but you're also bringing in unresolved and unfixed issues that you have that contributed to that. So you're open to predatory women, and you're also bringing poison in because you haven't taken the time to fix anything that was your contribution. So just my advice to men out there who are suffering and are feeling lonely, my heart truly goes out to you. I've been in the exact same situation. My ex-wife and I, we were married for 6 years. We were together almost 6 years. She left me after 4 years. I did exactly what I'm telling you not to do for about 6 months, and it was miserable. I wound up in the same types of situations. I was using people to make myself feel better, wanting emotional validation without actually giving anything back. And that lowered my sense of worth as well, because now I've become this type of person. And I didn't spend time working on me, making myself stronger and better in all capacities, more resistant to being used by my ex, fixing the things that I was contributing to the downfall. And then me and my ex reconciled. Her boyfriend broke up with her, but we reconciled, and then we were together for another 2 years, and it was just another 2 years of toxicity and torture. After it ended, I didn't immediately jump into another relationship. After about 6 months, I did start dating somebody, but we waited about 3 years before we committed to a marriage. And now that marriage is going on about 16 years. It actually has lasted past 16 years, and the relationship as a whole has lasted 19. So if there's anything I can put out there, hate to sound like a broken record, but wait on relationships. Focus on building yourself back up. Find out what's most important to you in those relationships before you put yourself back out there. That way you're strong enough to not compromise on what really matters, and then the right person will appear. Anyway, that's all I have for today. Best of luck to all of you. Please like, share, and subscribe to these videos. And if anybody would like some personal coaching on relationships or personal empowerment through coaching, please feel free to DM me. Comment at the bottom of the video, whichever your preference is. But everybody, have a good day. I wish you all a good day. Thank you.